EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, where the spirit of the late Sam Mills lives on with the pounding of the drum as we're ready for football at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Tonight, a good one on Monday Night Primetime. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers.
26, Carolina Panthers.
Alongside Greg Olson, I'm Mike Tirico, and this is Ryan Fitzgerald. He's got the ball on the tee. Off the stadium. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They're led out by the third quarterback taken in the 2025 draft. Out of Louisville, it's Tyler Shupp.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down.
Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 4. The tight end Fant in motion. On play action, it's Shupp. Hit as he throws. He just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
3rd down, and here is Shupp, sending it downfield for Fant. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
And he's going to be a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time, and they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
And after studying this quarterback, Mike, I really like the way he carries himself. He really takes accountability. Every time there's something that goes wrong, he puts it on his shoulders. And every time there's success, he's always the first one to give it to everybody else. That's the kind of leadership role you're looking for out of this position, and I think this guy's a great example of it.
That's into the hands of Jonathan Brooks. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up, and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
A lot of times the success of a draw depends on the defensive ends, Mike, rushing the passer. In this case, a great job by the defensive end. He initially reads pass, but then he determines that it's going to be a draw. He quickly adjusts, and he's able to tackle the running back for a loss.
Out of the shotgun, Young. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
On now is the punt team for the Panthers. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Saints offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. The tight end, Fant, in motion. They'll go play action here with Chuck. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
It's a gain of
16 yards on the game, and a quick first down.
First down. A gain of 16 yards.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem...
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
You saw the guard take a pass set, Mike. He's hoping that defensive tackle just races up the field trying to sack the quarterback, and then you just hand the ball off to your back on a draw. In this case, the defensive tackle does a great job going from pass to run, and he's able to take the back down for a loss.
Chuck to throw on 2nd down. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Third and inches. They'll go with the sneak. And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Throwing is shot. Quick throw taken in, and that'll be good for a gain of about 4 as he is forced out of bounds.
At the 41-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. On the zone read, it's Chuck. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here.
Now Chuck on 3rd down. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete. Noah Fant was the intended target. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
So I don't hate the decision, Mike, but it just feels like he put a little too much air on that ball. It just took that ball way too much time to get to the open receiver. And when you hang a ball that long, the defenders at this level are just going to break and attack on that ball. And he's lucky that didn't end up going back the other direction.
The Panthers offense about ready to get going on their second possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Young. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
That's not an easy catch by any means, but at this level, Mike, you get paid to catch them all. And really, you get paid to catch the hard ones. And you know that hit, it's coming either way. And I remember learning as a young player early in my career, the hit's coming, you're going to get knocked to the ground. It feels a lot better getting off the ground and handing the ball to the official.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 20. A gain of 11 on that one. It's a Carolina 1st down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offense caller, he stiffed that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formation, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Give them 17 more and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
This is a clear example of a running back who really trusts his speed. He understands if he just holds his line towards the sideline, he's going to outrun most of the defenders on the field. That's exactly what he does. Picks up the 1st down before being forced out of bounds.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 9. Look at play action with Young out in front, and it's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. Former Alabama star Kool-Aid McKinstry on the rush, and he comes up with the sack.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the 1st quarter. 2 different players each recording a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection, how can we get extra bodies and extra attention, because we still got a long way to go in this one.
Here's their punter now, and he is hoping to improve on his 1st attempt. And no return on this one. Fair catch signal for and take. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. And so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. On the ground, here's the Clemson product, Travis Etienne. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run it once more with Etienne. And out of line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
Now the offensive coordinator's got a decision on his hand, Mike. It was 2nd and 1. He decides to go with the conservative run, gets stopped for no gain. He's in the exact same position now on 3rd down. Does he try to change it up, or does he just turn around and hand it off again?
They'll run the sneak, and he's going to have the Saints 1st down. Able to convert albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
A pickup with 2 yards. First down, Saints.
They'll run the toss here to Etienne. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. They get 15 on that game. First down, New Orleans.
Really nice job by this running back here, Mike. I don't think this play was blocked particularly well. I think it was a combination of his patience and then his speed around the left side to not only pick up the first down, but pick up good yardage while he was at it.
A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. Devon Vele was the intended target. And it'll be second down.
As a pass rusher, you don't always need to record a sack to make your presence felt. Creating pressure of the quarterback, affect his timing. Those are all different ways to take pressure off your coverage unit.
Chuck quick to Olave. And he'll be out of bounds. There is a flag on the field. And let's see what caused it. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Off the play fake, here's Shuck. Who's brought down, that pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
That's not the type of play that's going to end up on a lot of end-of-the-season highlight reels, Mike, but listen, sometimes those little check-down crossers produce some positive plays. Stay ahead of the chains.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne. That one good for 18 yards and to the 18-yard line.
It's a gain of 18. That's another Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 18.
Half in the league that understands if we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted, the ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's got to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes.
Not much there. Maybe a yard.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 17-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Shuck. Thrown left side, the catch is made. And he'll get forward, give him about 4 yards before getting out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd down.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
The Saints now going to try a field goal here. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. His kick is good. And the Saints are out to an early 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. On the return, here's Xavier Leggett. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Young. Oh, the ball's out. And fortunately, a Panther was right there to get on it. So no turnover. They retain possession.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out, or it certainly needs to be protected.
And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. So we are through one on Monday Night Primetime. 3-0 is our score. And we'll return to Charlotte in a moment. Panthers football to begin this second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd and long ahead. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The threat of making a poor decision and throwing a pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target, throw the ball away, live for the next down.
On comes the punter now, as this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punch it away. This is fielded well short of midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return, and that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start really in field goal territory already, but they're looking for more. Offense got it 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a give to Kamara. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through, blow up that play behind the line.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. The linebacker, Devin Lloyd, getting in for the sack. And now it's going to be 3rd and a mile.
Just not a lot of plays on that call sheet for the offensive coordinator for 3rd and a mile. So that's a huge sack there that they took on 2nd down. And barring something dramatic happening here, it might have just killed any chance of extending this drive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Here is Shuck. Oh, this pass rush dialed in right now. They get him again.
3rd and real long. This is where your defensive line has to come to life. They decided to keep extra blockers in the backfield, but it didn't matter. They were able to bring him down for a sack and brings up 4th down.
Here's Ryan Wright now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Oh, not the best of snaps, and this one is blocked. And that is blocked.
The long snapper is going to have to shoulder this one, Mike. I mean, this one falls flat on his plate. He put his punter in a really bad spot, and he wasn't able to bail him out, and disaster strikes.
The Panthers offense headed back to take over once more. Here's the pistol snap to Young. This one not quite on target. And too much. That one falls incomplete.
Seems like the quarterback was a little predetermined in his read. I think he decided even before seeing the coverage where that ball was going. Next time, read the coverage. Let the play unfold. Don't force something that's not there.
On second down, Young. That one taken in. That's Tedoroa McMillan.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3. Here's Young to throw. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
That one is good. And the Panthers will tie the game at 3 apiece. So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. A safe kick taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense ready to get back to work. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Begins with a carry from Etienne. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
He'll get about 2. It's a Caleb Evans on the stop.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. To the air is Shuck. Moving left, taking off. He'll try to get there. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
For the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
He's trying to get around the corner, but can't. Going to be run down behind the line. A completion, yes. A loss of yardage, yes as well. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll run a draw now. It's Kamara. And he'll take this up past the 40. Pick up a 5.
Taken down at the 41. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Now Shuck. Now a screen set up for ETN. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. That screen goes for 12. And that's a first down.
The relationship between the back and the offensive lineman is now the key for the run after catch. You want to make sure those linemen don't get too far down the field where they can't help protect the back. So once the running back catches it, there's a go-go call. Now everyone knows it's time to go downfield. The running back falls in behind him, and that's the landmark of the screenplay.
And he let him a bit too much. The pass is incomplete.
I think now we're starting to see this defense start to make some adjustments. We saw him give up a few plays earlier in the game, especially to this back. So he's someone they have to understand. He's not just going to hurt you on the ground. He also is a threat in the passing game. So nice job there making some adjustments on the back end, and they forced the incomplete.
Now a handoff, ETN, and he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Converted twice on third down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a third time? To throw is Shuck. He gets that to his big target, that. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
Tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike. I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
And the Saints are going to have first and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
First down.
A pickup of 10, and it's going to set up first and goal.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. He takes it all the way down inside the 2, sets up first and goal.
Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
Well, after being stopped for no gain on first down on the ground, Mike, it brings up the question, second and goal from the 2, what do you do? I like throwing it. I don't like waiting till third down to air the ball out. So if they want to take a shot at the end zone, I think it's got to be here on second and goal.
Kamara trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
The thing that stands out to me about this defense, Mike, is they just make you earn everything. They don't concede any downs. You see it here on this last play. Great job here. No gain. Forced third down.
Shuck going to throw it on third and goal. It is brought in the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Saints. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Extra point try forthcoming. His kick is good, and the Saints take a 10-3 lead.
Panthers 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is Jimmy Horn Jr. on the return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Panthers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. A run with Brooks to begin this drive. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Devon Gottschalk there on the tackle.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing is Young. He'll find his tight end, Tommy Tremble. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a gain of 22
First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So if you're going to have time to allow your big tight end to start on one side of the field and run a crossing route all the way to the other, your big guys up front better hold up in protection. That's exactly what they were able to do here. Gave the quarterback the confidence of staying with him the entire way through, delivering that ball on the far side of the field, and leads to a nice pickup.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Saints' 44-yard line.
On play action, Young. A throw on the move is caught. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And the Panthers
17 yards, the gain there. It's good for a Panther first down. Young gonna give it to Brooks. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
10 more yards.
Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Now the first carry for Chuba Hubbard. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Saints' 16-yard line.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. Back with more from Charlotte. After this, it is 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, Young. He keeps it himself.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Panthers first down. 1st and goal.
So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Tremble comes in motion. Here's a run. And he'll plunge forward to the 2. Setting up 2nd and goal. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. He can get past the 3-yard
play
line.
Lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
Third and goal. Here's Young. And he's in. Tommy Tremble. Touchdown, Panthers. Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Panthers will tie things up. It's now 10-10. All level at 10 as this one's kicked off. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So Chris Olave and the rest of the Saints offense getting ready for their next possession. The tight end Fant in motion. On first down, Shuck. Short one there to his tight end Fant.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
On second down, it's Shuck. He'll air it out down the middle. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jalen Pope that time. Third down coming up.
Oh, and they had a shot there, Mike. He just overthrows his man, and this just comes down to just continuing to get on the same page. This is a feel throw, a feel route. Just puts a little too much air on it, and he just can't quite run it down.
He's going to try it here again. And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line. A big play at a critical juncture in this game. It's a gain of 43 yards.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
I love the aggressive approach. You don't want to give the ball back to your opponent in this situation. So they dial up a shot play, push the ball downfield, results in a massive play here late in the first half.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
All right, so the ball falls incomplete, but I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
They'll send their tight end left. To the air again is Shuck. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's third down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Once more, Shuck. finish off this drive with a touchdown.
18.
What a pickup, a gain of 18. And it sets up first and goal.
New Orleans.
Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Leggett on the return. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Low-scoring game, all tied. Third quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. First and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Brooks. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Kool-Aid McKinstry up to make the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Here's second and 6. Again, it is Brooks. Tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the first down.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for a Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
A toss, and here's Brooks. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
We got to see a little taste of just the range this defense can play with. How well they can flow outside as this play gets stretched out. No problem for them not only to track the runner down, but stop him before he gets back to the line.
Throwing on second down, Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Tie game, second half. Mistakes here can really decide the outcome of the game, so it's a really smart play. Nothing's open. Just throw it out of bounds. Live to fight another play.
It is third and 10. From the gun, it's Young. That's caught. A.J. Dillon. They get 16 on that connection. It's a Carolina first down.
And the Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Intended for number 18. Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
What are you doing? Are they even paying attention?
Second and 10. Back to the air, it's Young. To the right side, he finds McMillan. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 5.
This could be it. This could be
Here now, 3rd and 5. To throw is Young. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
And with that sack, it should put an end to what's been a very promising drive up until this point. Great job of bend without breaking. Get yourself off the field when the opportunity presented itself.
Punting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. The Saints offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins, 1st and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. On 1st down, they'll start out with Kamara. And a very elusive run there. He winds up gaining about 9 yards.
At the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 1. On the zone read, it's Shuck. He's going nowhere. Losing yardage on that play.
The reason teams love calling the quarterback's number on design quarterback runs, Mike, is because in the blocking scheme, you gain one additional blocker. It didn't matter here. The defense was ready for it, and they're able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
3rd down, and here is Shuck. And that is incomplete. Russell Olave, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And so far throughout the course of the game, I think the secondary's actually done a really nice job of taking him away. I mean, he's clearly one of their best players, one of the top players in the league. They're going to continue to find ways to target him. So defensively, it doesn't matter if he has 0 catches or 10. He is always going to be a focal point of this offense.
And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50. Set up the offense with a short field. The Panthers offense and running back Jonathan Brooks coming out for their next possession. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. Inside, it's Brooks. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Brought down by Caden Ellis. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. Now Young. Going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Ryan Brzee getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
You know, we can sit up here all day long and critique the quarterback, and you can see his eyes aren't downfield. He's a little jittery in the pocket. But with the amount he's been sacked and hit today, Mike, I can't say I really blame him.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Back to throw, Young. He's got his man down the field. It is a big completion. A big one there on 3rd down, good for 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
That That's just playing quarterback at a really high level, Mike. I mean, once he realizes his initial pre-snap read has changed, he just calmly goes through his progressions against this zone look. He ends up delivering a strike, and they keep the drive alive.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
14 more yards.
Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
10 at the 13-yard line.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and the first down. They'll run with Brooks. Good blocking, and he's in. Jonathan Brooks. Touchdown, Carolina. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Fitzgerald now for the extra point. It's up and good. Panthers go up by 7. It is now 17-10.
Saints 10.
Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Saints offense ready to take over possession of the football. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
Devin Lloyd on the stop. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9. Chuck gonna try to run it himself. And he'll take this one up to about the 34-yard line.
The quarterback could have handed it. He could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
Third down, they need 5. From the gun, it's Chuck. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Just a really nice effort by the defense to challenge him right at the catch point. It's really the timing of the contact that really is able to dislodge the ball, and they get a fresh set of downs to work with if he's able to hold on to it. But because of the hit, he can't squeeze it, and now they find themselves looking at 4th down.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Panthers offense and running back Jonathan Brooks coming out for their next possession. with Young. That's taken in by McMillan. And he'll be driven out of bounds, and that's a pickup of 8.
At the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. And before the snap, we have a whistle, and this could very well be a false start. From the 35, here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Young. They'll go right back to McMillan, complete. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. They'll pick up 23 on that one. It's good for a Panther first down.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big game.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Young to throw. That'll be swung out wide to Brooks. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
3rd and 8.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Young. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
That's just a brutal miss, especially on 3rd down. If he delivers a good ball, Mike, that's a completion, 1st down, and this drive is alive. And I think he just tried to be a little too perfect, and he overshoots his target, and he's not there in time to reel it in.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Operating out of the gun, this is Shuck. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Olave is the motion man. Working free downfield. That's over. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. That pass play good for 22. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
48-yard line.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space, because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry. And at this stage of the game, it's both teams that are really seeing who can make the big play to swing the game in their favor, and this time it's the defense. He's able to get his hands on it. Mike, I think they're lucky he wasn't able to get both hands on it because it could have been even a bigger play.
Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
At the 47-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9. To the air is Shuck. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. A nice throw from the second-round pick. It'll get him a first down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
He'll get this out wide, and he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. From the 23, here's 2nd down and 7. To throw is Shuck. Pass caught left side by Fant. And he's going to be marked out down at the 5. 17 yards on the gain, and now they've got 1st and goal.
First and goal.
That's a really important pickup there on that last completion. Not only does it set up 1st and goal, but allows everybody in the huddle to just take a deep breath. We're no longer in this frantic offensive possession. Let's get our best play. Let's make sure everyone understands what to do, because we know we need to finish this off with 6 if we can, and now being 1st and goal is going to go a long way in allowing that to be possible. A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot, and now I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Shuck to throw on 2nd down. And they'll get about 4 out of this one. Run after the catch. Hard to come by down here. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Now Shuck. Now a screen set up for ETN. That one way too slow in developing. They rally to the ball, they get the man, and it's no gain.
A loss of a yard.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
So here we go. Could be the play that ends up deciding this one. 4th down and goal. They'll indeed go, and it is Shuck. And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They'll start from their own 4. Not a lot of room for error back here. It's 1st and 10. In motion comes the tight end, Evans. First play of the drive, and here's Dillon. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
The tackle made at his own 5-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On play action, Young. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Out of the shotgun, Young. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. A gain there of 16 yards. It's a Carolina 1st down.
That's good.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the fourth quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that third down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
So, from the 25, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Young. Open man downfield is Leakett. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. 23 yards on that pass play. It's good for a Panther first down.
Anybody who thought this coach was going to get conservative with this late lead is sadly mistaken, Mike. They're out here still throwing haymakers with this passing game. They're not content with just having the lead. They're looking to increase it.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down.
Now 2nd and
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. A run now for Brooks. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Well, that 2nd down play call is not real fancy, but at this point, Mike, they're in a battle with the clock. How much time can they run off and try to protect this lead? But now it brings up a pretty interesting 3rd down. Can they keep the ball and finish this thing on offense, or are they going to have to punt it away and have their defense finish the game?
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Saints offense and quarterback Tyler Shough heading back out to the field. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
Down at the 30-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Once again, it's Etienne. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Saints 1st down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Now he'll just pitch this one out there. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Shough. He'll look underneath here and find Kamara. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
To Alvin Kamara. A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
Big play coming up. This is third down. Looking to throw. Here is Shuck. He'll try and get there on the ground. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
And the Saints, first down. A gain of 14.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
On first and 10, here's Shuck. This one on target to Olave. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 37-yard line.
So, from the 37, here's second down and 5. Throwing is Shuck. Now he takes off. And the rookie gives himself up there at the end. That's a sign of a guy who's learned it quick, picking up the first down.
And this is what you like to see if you're the head coach. Not only does your quarterback know exactly where that first down marker is, he's able to pick up the first down, but then get himself on the ground. He avoids the big hit and picks up the first down.
They bring their tight end right. Shuck looking to throw on first down. There he goes again. That is a gain of 20. What a chance now. First and goal coming up.
That's another Saints first down. First and goal.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 8 brings up second and goal.
Second and goal. He'll keep this himself. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
Short of the goal line.
I don't mind the call. Down here this close to the goal line, you're trying to account for the extra defenders. In this case, you're trying to read them, but give credit to the defense. They had the running back accounted for and the quarterback.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll try and run. Here's Kamara. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Touchdown, Saints.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try to win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want my opponent in a fast 2-minute mode to try to win this game in regulation. Now I'm playing for overtime.
Now remember, all scoring plays are reviewed. Tight game, tight call. We're going to take a good long look at this one. At issue, did the ball cross the goal line? A reminder, it just needs to be the tip of the football just breaking the front of the plane where that white goal line begins. And it needs to be indisputable, which can sometimes be difficult with all those bodies in there.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule, in fact, he did not get the football across the plane of the goal line. Here we go. The noise is deafening. It's fourth and goal. They'll run for it with ETN. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a fourth down, fourth quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
A run with Brooks to begin this drive. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
A gain of 4.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
It is 2nd and 6. It's a run out of the gun. Here's Dillon. Oh, a loose football. And that was very nearly a disaster at this juncture of the game. But fortunately, a teammate able to cradle it, and they keep possession. Third and long. On 3rd down, here's Brooks. And he'll move it out of harm's way. A gain of 3 up to the 4-yard line.
He's brought down at his own
New Orleans'
4-yard line.
3rd and final
A gain of 3.
timeout,
It's
as they'll
4th
discuss
down.
what's to come as 4th down's looming.
Let's make it play, boys. What you got? This is the one, boys. Here we go.
We're about ready now for the punt, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free.
The 38-yard
The
line.
Saints offense make their way out to take over once more. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10.
Let's go.
The tight end Fant in motion. They'll drop to throw. Left side into the hands of Olave.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Michael Jackson.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is, how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again?
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So it's over. It's a win for the Panthers. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game and are going to send their fans home quite happy. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners, as we say so long from Uptown Charlotte.